All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another day of Overwatch. Today we have the University of Hartford versus Lake Region State College. And this, everything I've heard, this is going to be a really close match. My name is Eric Culver. I'm joined by probably Peter.
Howdy.
And yeah, let's hope they start the game.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need that stream in Discord.
Gotcha.
Ahead of time. But yeah, this should be a really good game between the University of Hartford and what was that? Lake Region South
State College.
State College. I had the S. Lake Region State College. Should be an absolute banger. Is there any forward information about this other team that UHart's gonna be going up against? What's the relative SR? Any scouts?
I believe they mostly range between Plat Diamond, which is about the same area where Hartford is. So,
well, now that we have the stream up, we get to see the name game here, which is definitely going to be interesting as we see UHart not only repping the Hawks, obviously Atlanta Reign, but we can see them as Hawks, same icons in chat, but they also definitely are winning the name game here as we're looking at LRSC. You get it that time. We have Mini Spock 101, DL 19941, probably just gonna go with DL. Pariah, Dump Truck, which Pariah and Dump Truck are. Pariah is a cool word. Dump Truck, hilarious. It's just funny. Then Dino Nuggies, and I would want some Dino Nuggies right now. Even so, name game easily has to go over to the University of Hartford. Too many numbers this time, sadly. And some hidden ones too.
I would certainly say, I think the latter three names for Lake Region are like just S tier. Dino Nuggies, Dump Truck, oh my god. And Pariah, honestly, I think that's really clean.
I want someone in Overwatch League named Pariah now. Pariah is just a pretty sick name.
That makes me think of a lot of Call of Duty like CDL pros, like Draza.
Oh, they have some of the best gamer tags. CDL.
Anyways, getting into it. Just a heads up, I'm going to do my best to keep this as beginner friendly for Overwatch casting, just to help. I know we've got a couple parents watching today, hopefully, so should be fun.
Oh.
Today we see University of Hartford in the red on the right side of the screen. Super Vader playing the Reinhardt, Revan on the Baptiste, Cranky with the Sojourn, Orimuru, May, and Blackout Leroy on the Lucio. We see,
and you're going to see the University of Hartford team is playing really well in this open space. They let them eke in through, and they actually get the point off of that, but they're doing really well to hive mind, and oh, that's a great wall.
Good wall comes out. Super Vader has the Discord Orb applied to him. Gonna take a lot more damage. Just trying to play patiently, although Blackout does fall to the custody of Dino Nuggies. Super Vader, although, already 77% to his Earth Shatter, along with Pariah on the other side.
Yeah, and that equalization of ultimates is interesting, especially because we see the difference in backlines here. The difference in the supports between Anna on the side of LR, between UHart's Baptiste. Oh, that window fire strike could have been huge, but dangerous. Down.
It's going to be really important for the University of Hartford to recognize the style that they need to play during this. Recognizing the Baptiste and May, and Lucio specifically, versus the Cassidy, Junkrat, and Zenyatta. They're going to be able to play a lot faster, but oh, they just keep getting picked by just random Junkrat shots. This Reinhardt brought incredibly low, gets the nano to keep himself alive. Now Super Vader just going to be running away as best as he can, trying not to die. And as him and Cranky both manage to escape this with their lives.
Yeah, we see the University of Hartford team not even getting into the opportunity to set up their Reinhardt for actual fights.
And Dino Nuggies
finding another pick early in this setup phase. The University of Hartford is 73 seconds into this so far and still haven't even been able to touch point, but nevertheless get a solid, clean fight in.
Now we see them grouped up, pushing main, hoping to make something work here. Super Vader has the Shatter online, as well as Orimuru with the Blizzard, but Blackout falls really early. The Riptire coming, just sitting on the May. Great May wall, keeps himself alive. Last fight though, Super Vader can't do anything. Orimuru pulls out the Blizzard, hoping to make some magic happen, but looks like Lake region is going to take map number 1 unless we have some magical theatrics coming out from Blackout on this Lucio.
Well, the beat does come out, giving him an extra second, but that's going to be him taken out before anybody else can actually piggyback off of that touch. Yeah, the University of Hartford team was getting picked out and not recognizing the difference, the subtle differences between these two comps. Though the Reinhardt might be a staple in both, those subtle changes between the Baptiste, the Anna, as well as having a Cassidy and a Junkrat versus a Sojourn and a May, changes the game very subtly. The University of Hartford is going to adapt to that. I know that for a fact.
The critical error during that round was simply just the University of Hartford, when they would walk through those chokes, through those doorways, they would stretch a little bit too far. So as the Reinhardt would walk forward, then after he's around here, you know, the May would walk around the corner and get blown up by random Junkrat spam. Now, we do see Lake Region opting in to play the exact same composition. Hartford, on the other hand, has swapped over to the Winston Reaper Kiriko comp that was so prominent back in the fall season of NACE.
It's such a more intricate composition. As we see here, you don't have the big shield when it comes to that Reinhardt. The Winston's a lot more mobile. The large monkey's going to try and jump into the backline and play a little bit more fast, but we see the University of Hartford stalling here. The tactic should be based off of speed, setting up dives, and getting into the enemy backline. But we see that the teleport comes in, the Winston comes in.
Oh, the bubble misses the edge. Orimuro, though, still finds one and manages to teleport away. Oh, but he gets hit with the pin and he falls. And now Super Vader on the Winston doing his best to run away. Gonna get the Cassidy on his way out, but might not live himself, as that's gonna be everyone for the University of Hartford falling during this first fight.
And it's really tough because the University of Hartford wants to play really fast, like you saw with that teleport and that Winston jump into the enemy backline for Lake Region. But the University of Hartford, they'd only struck once. They need to be able to get more kills and not just have their backline fall because their Reinhardt is already close enough to them. Lake Region is doing a great job of closing this distance between them.
Pariah now. Oh, great jump coming out from Super Vader, finding the isolated Cassidy, although Blackout on the Lucio does fall, and now bit of a dance coming out as they just look to get value with this Sojourn. Potentially going to take out this Junkrat. Lives at 1 HP. Now Winston stuck in the trap. Orimuro finally finds one. 2 fall. Great kill from Cranky. Pulls out the overclock. Looking to just blow this tank up to bits. Orimuro on the Reaper finishes off the Reinhardt. And clean play from Cranky with the Sojourn overclock. Cleaning up that fight. The Kitsune Rush was also used by Raven there.
And that's really interesting. That's going to be an ult disadvantage for the University of Hartford, actually. That Kiriko Rush can be incredibly important, especially because Reaper's so close to ult. But he might just walk in and pop it here. A great vortex of bullets might just be the thing to win this University of Hartford, their first fight on defense here.
Oh, Lord! Nearly falling off the edge.
The teleport back into the fight.
Oh, no!
Oh, a millisecond mistake, then made up for by Super Vader, though, finding DL in the backline. Lake Region equalized in this fight now. Equalized again as Super Vader finds another.
And now Super Vader is just going to town on this Winston right now. Just
looks clean.
Clinical play on the Winston. Just dominating all of the weak HP targets on the enemy team. And we see Orimuro has made it back in time. A couple important swaps. Dump Truck has moved over to the Reaper. This is going to make Super Vader's time on the Winston a little bit more difficult just because of the shotguns.
Yeah, that close range damage not doing well for Winston, someone who only has one very weak long range ability.
A massive Earth Shatter. And now Revan, only one left alive. He's just going to get staggered out. As Lake Region cleanly win that fight with just a single ultimate from Pariah. And now a bit of a tough spot, I'd say, for Hartford. Their closest ult is going to be Revan with the Kitsune Rush. And with a good Kitsune Rush, it could be enough to win this. But the reality is there are 3 dominant ultimates on the other side. Oh, and he gets pinned! He doesn't realize what's coming behind him. He gets pinned. And now the fight is all but over already. Blackout gets taken out. Cranky, only one left alive. As a couple ults have been built. We see Super Vader opt to mirror this Reinhardt. just because it's going to be tough to break through this choke point.
It's really difficult to see the University of Hartford, once again, their caravan being broken up as their tank goes in. Maybe just a little bit too fast, or the pacing of the back line just a little bit too slow. But oh my god.
Massive! Oh my lord! Please don't stand in front of that.
Everyone disengages. Really, really solid disengage from the high noon. The Cassidy ultimate only being useful inside.
Oh! Oh, what a pin! Nano Reaper dropped the shatter. No! He gets taken out. The Nano Reaper finds 3! And now it's just, oh, Reaper and Dino Nugs go to town on the rest of the remaining members. And Lake Region State College take Nepal.
And that final fight, it was just a dump truck full of Dino Nuggies. No matter how fast that shatter got built, doesn't matter when you got a Nano Reaper in your face, able to one-shot you from pretty much anything below 300 HP. We're even seeing a playback here as Dump Truck does get the play of the game. This is obviously goes algorithmically generated to just give us the best play, and that one definitely goes to Lake Region with a clean split 5K between the two DPS there. That's going to be a difficult DPS duo for the University of Hartford to overcome here.
They very clearly were kind of dominating during that whole round. We saw, who was it, Dino Nuggies, I think? No, Dump Truck. Dump Truck was on the Junkrat. Dump Truck, yes. His Junkrat was really rather dominant during the first round on Nepal Village. We saw every time someone walked through a choke point, there was just a Junkrat there, ready to blow him to high hell.
And for those in our audience that are a little new to the game of Overwatch, another major thing that Junkrat can do is just put down some traps. Rooting a player in place, not preventing them from able to move away or disengage in any way.
It's like a bear
really
trap.
Difficult. Exactly like a bear trap. And his placements, very solid, because it prevented the University of Hartford going through chokes fluidly, just allowing them to just easily walk through. They have to pause, break the trap. When they get to point, they got to pause, break the trap. And it was noticeable because during those beginning fight phases, the University of Hartford was staggering and taking their time. They really need to start to impose their will on these servers and make sure that their idea of what their comp will win at is what they're aiming to do. For this first one, Lake Region, imposing their will a little bit better. Their brawl worked really solid on those first two maps. It's definitely going to work really solid on Kings Row, which is a brawl-centric map. So as we go in here, the University of Hartford is going to have to, whatever small subtle changes they have in comp, they got to rely on this.
Initiating match.
Also, some lore for everybody watching at home. This is Kings Row. It's in Britain, Great Britain. It's also in the year 2500 something.
Like 2050.
So 2050?
It's not 500 years in the future.
I'm thinking of the Halo universe. Sorry, Halo universe is exactly 500 years in the future. Overwatch is only 50. So the characters that you are seeing being played by the University of Hartford and Lake Region technically are Zoomers, which is weird to think about.
I could be Reinhardt when I grow up.
You could be. You have the facial features for it.
Stop moving. Pariah, don't you hear me? Stop moving. Anyways, getting into this cast, we see Hartford locking pretty typical stuff. Reinhardt, Baptiste with a Lucio, and currently Cassidy Widowmaker. I'm expecting a Widowmaker start with a quick swap to the Mei. Got a bit of a visual bug here.
Interesting.
All fixed
I haven't
out.
seen that one. Also, one of the biggest differences between these comps that we have to look at is the fact that they don't have speed on the side of Lake Region. That's going to be, again, an Ana and Zenyatta backline.
This is unbelievable, just how oppressive Lake Region has been at shutting down these chokes. We see Hartford on the left side of the screen, just really struggling to push through. So much damage from this Hanzo, from the threat of the Junkrat, as they wait for their last teammate to get back. And that stagger that we just saw with Cranky coming late through the doorway almost gets him killed right before the fight even starts. And now Orimaru on the Mei, just being a nuisance to a bit of this Reinhardt. Oh, just jumped over a trap and just got blown up by a Junkrat and a Fire Strike. And now Super Vader stuck in this bear trap, just gonna do his best to live. seeing as they got 1 kill on the Zenyatta. That's going to make crossing and re-engaging into this next fight 10 times easier for them.
Especially because spawns are going to be faster. They spawn right there, and they have the enemy team spawning so far back, and they're going to see the rotation happen instantaneously because that advantage, that goes away so quickly.
Dino Nuggies has just been a dominant factor in this fight so far. And Pariah also already has his Earth Shatter online. I wonder if Hartford is tracking these ultimates, because if they are, they should certainly know. We have a support ult, they probably have an ult of their own.
And they see the Rhine continue to fire strike.
Oh, and he gets over aggressive. Pariah really putting in the work, as well as Dino Nuggies on this Hanzo. Just a constant threat.
And they've had these ultimates online for quite a while. We'll have to see how they actually use them. Dino Nuggies may opt to just start off a fight with these dragons. A large column of damage that just has to force the enemy team into a...
Oh, massive Earth Shatter. So many ults getting popped all at the same time. A Nano, a Baptiste window, as well as the fat Earth Shatter. And Dragon from Dino Nuggies.
What's most interesting is that DL, the Zenyatta on the side of Lake Region, has not yet built a trance. That could be large for the University of Hartford, as they should have an ultimate advantage after that overindulgence on the side of Lake Region. But the Junkrat comes out, and with no immortality field, the University of Hartford is going to lose Revan. Sadly, the Baptiste going down after their immortality field, no longer able to protect them. But it's a slow disengage, and the University of Hartford has the opportunity to just come back in with a pretty good ult advantage right now.
On paper, it sounds really easy. You know, just kill the Junkrat, or like just play faster and kill the Zen. But they've been incredibly just struggling, crossing into these spaces. A clear disconnect is... Oh, Super Vader gets taken out during the Earth Shatter. Unfortunately, don't think it would have found anything to begin with due to a shield and Transcendence being there. And now we're looking at last fight territory, and Hartford is yet to break through. They have ultimates on hand, though.
They do have ultimates on hand. They have an advantage on paper. Like you said, they actually have to be able to mentally do it, and they get the wall off, which is really solid.
Massive. That is a critical pick. The sound barrier comes out. They can just play hyper aggressive. Dragon comes out. They are standing in it. High Noon from Cranky. Doesn't find anything. Currently up in a 5v3. Cranky takes the head out. Lucio, Blackout, styling on the back line. And oh, he walks into a Fire Strike right as I switch to him.
And these Fire Strike placements have been really, really important, especially after a recent change in which their damage went up to exactly half of the HP of pretty much most standard targets. Especially on this Lucio, when you're moving and grooving, you might not see a Fire Strike coming around the window. Taking away half of your HP, very, very dangerous position to be put in. Especially with the aggressive style that Blackout likes to play it at.
Now, do they know this Earth Shatter is coming? I don't think they do.
I don't think they do either, but the shield is up
3,
temperamentally.
2.
Yep. But Ryan does go down for it. Cranky able to finish him off with the flashbang, but that's going to be Dino Nuggies and Dump Truck once again. Cleaning up the fight and making their way to the cart as we see King's Row evolve from a point capture to an escort. Should be a lot better for the attacking team. It's not as difficult of a singular choke to get through. They have a lot more options, as well as the fact that this cart is variable. It can serve as some sort of protective detail for everybody. Oh, but Dino Nuggies once again taking out Orimoru out of spawn, starting off a fight at a disadvantage. The University of Hartford's going to have to just take it slow.
These DPS players on the side of Lake Region have just been absolutely dominant. And as we know, Cranky... Oh, Window Fire Strike comes out, finds one. That's a great kill. Now Super Vader... Oh, just gonna try his best to take out this Reinhardt. Finally does. Lives at just 30 HP, but there's a flanking Junkrat on him. His backline is gone. He has nothing left. He finds another with another Fire Strike. All he can do is pray that he can live this. This Junkrat wants his life, but the Baptiste comes back just in time. Maywall saves him just from getting pressured out. And now it's just another clean Fire Strike on a living at 1 HP. Uses their nade to keep themselves alive. And now a Nano Boost online. It's certainly going to be tossed on to Pariah, the enemy Reinhardt. And oh, Super Vader gets caught. Nano comes out. Blizzard comes out to counteract it. Transcendence comes out to counteract the Blizzard. And now this is just a chaotic mess. Where's Cranky? Cranky finds the Ana in the back line. The sound barrier keeps the rest of his team alive. Cranky takes out Dump Truck on the Junkrat. And now it's just a Reinhardt and a Hanzo that remain. Hanzo brought 1 HP, and University of Hartford will take this second checkpoint. Oh my lord. How many ults? 4 or 5 ults?
That was an entire litany of ults as we see quite a battlefield there on the second point.
Quick backtrack, right? So Nano came out on the Ryan. Blizzard came out to counter the Nano Ryan. Trance came out to counter the Blizzard. High Noon came out to break through the Transcendence. Beat came out to... Oh! Super Vader cancers the Earth Shatter! And now... Oh, High Noon... Riptire saved... How does that flashbang stick?
This is a well-developed game.
How does that work? What the heck?
Competitive game with cooperative integrity that is immutable. The patches make sure that teamwork is the focus of everything. As the University of Hartford finally gets it in gear with 1 minute left, they are at the last couple meters of this King's Row. They have the Fire Strike.
Oh, Window Fire Strike finds another. He's standing in the Dragon, though. He has no fear. He's going to let this Earth Shatter drop in right when the Fire Strike comes out. Clean play from Super Vader. Hanzo, only one that remains. Kiriko now coming back. 1 HP taken out by Cranky. And the University of Hartford are going to be able to capture the final checkpoint of round 1 with 33 seconds to spare.
And with time on the board, Super Vader abating urgency in chat saying RIP Super Vader. Though it might have been for an earlier kill, it was a tough beginning to this round. Instead, the University of Hartford actually comes back and is able to finish off with time, which is super, super important. This King's Row map is well designed in which if both teams do on their attack phase cap both phases all the way to 3, you will just run back the first point and then go as far as you possibly can. However, if you don't cap with any time, you put yourself in a situation where you can draw. The fateful draw is a kill to momentum. It's incredibly difficult, but the University of Hartford is doing everything that they possibly can right now to get the momentum switch back in their side. Down 0-1, University of Hartford does finish off their attack on King's Row, and this is their time now to defend and put a stop to Lake Region.
And I will say, I think after the troublesome, to say the least, troublesome start that they had during this map, being able to capture that final checkpoint is monumental. Typically, you'll see teams that struggle so much during that first checkpoint without having any time remaining in the time bank before they capture that first objective. Don't normally manage to roll so quickly to still have a time bank at the end of the game.
And that's where you see the mental resilience of the University of Hartford. They just pick up the next minute and the next minute as it goes.
Super Vader
starting this match off solid.
These Fire Strike placements have come so far in the last few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, Overwatch as a whole has really, really developed this Ryan meta and allowed for these Fire Strikes to be really, really impactful as you see them go through. We're already at 50% ult charge for the University of Hartford.
Comes out. Oh, Super Vader getting pinned in an Narnia, but enough picks have come through by his teammates. They're going to be able to hopefully kill this Reinhardt and Ana. Maybe. They want it, but enough is enough. Unable to chase those kills. Super Vader has the Earth Shatter online.
And we see the switch for Dump Truck over to the Symmetra, trying to hit some interesting plays. Symmetra is a character that allows you to teleport and place down a temporary teleporter across the map. However, it can split up your team really badly if you guys don't communicate properly. So Lake Region is going to have to definitely rely on their comms here to make sure that they actually get it off. And teleporters can't go through walls like that as Pariah just gets melted.
That was a weird visual bug.
Yeah, I saw that too. Oh, maybe it's the sim?
It was the sim for sure.
Very interesting. As we see the Symmetra building up their beam, they have a lot of close range, high power output damage, but it takes a while to actually build up. The Symmetra with the teleporter, best possible play is most likely to send in a full teleporter squad into the background. Or
Window Fire Strike comes out again. Doesn't find anything, but Orimuro, I believe, maybe got the one-shot headshot through the window, as well as the body shot onto the Baptiste. A window in general is a deadly ultimate. If used correctly, it can just annihilate. And let us get some Cranky cam for Bubba the Daring. Cranky does in fact rule. He's all of our favorites.
Greggy is in fact my favorite human being. I share a brain cell with him as we see him back up perfectly. Greggy taking the duel.
Oh,
off
no
the
way.
Dino Nuggies.
Oh!
It's such low HP.
Oh, he just barely lives. That's so unfortunate. Now Earth Shatter comes out. Oh, Super Vader just gets annihilated from that Baptiste window. Cranky gonna do his best just to back off and survive. Gonna have the high noon coming up for this next fight, as both supports just take a second and regroup with their respawning allies of Reinhardt and May.
That was a good disengage, but I would also love a clip on that because I don't know if you noticed, but like Cranky managed to just perfectly destroy 2 turrets instantaneously.
I saw that.
It looked like he was in the Kovacs. It was very, very interesting. So if he's got the aimbot for just turrets, could be helpful here as we're still going up against the Symmetra. Actually, the Symmetra does swap over to the Soldier here, immediately taking high ground.
Oh!
That's gonna be problematic. Okay.
This Reinhardt stuck in the corner, gonna get bullied, but the lamp comes through from Mini Spock of Lake Region, and that's gonna spell the end of their defensive hold, as Blackout just gonna be forced to run away, regroup with his team, and taxi them back to the objective for this next fight. Alright, maybe he doesn't taxi, but he should.
He should, and he might as well get scouting information if he's up here, because the most important change that the Lake Region College has actually made has been the fact that there's a Soldier taking really aggressive high grounds and angles that are going to be very difficult for the University of Hartford to deal with, and it's going to have to be the Lucio's job because they're the only one that can actually attain high ground that easily.
Oh, he's stuck in the corner.
That Soldier's still sitting up there, and the longer they sit up there, the more and more value they get every second. Soldier's 1 HP, but is able to disengage as Dump Truck takes out Blackout, and DL's able to take out Orimuro.
Falls. Now, Cranky pulls out the High Noon, charging there up to crazy damage. The Immortality Field, though. Super Vader lays down the Shatter, takes out 2, takes out 3, almost finds the pin onto the Soldier. Soldier fires the Helix Rocket into the back of Cranky, and Cranky just says, I'm a Chad. No, you.
Ate the bullet, actually. Just decided, good rocket. Would you like some?
Chewed it up, spit it back out into his hand, and slapped him in the face with it.
And that was a great defense there from Super Vader. Oh, we're going to see the Soldier now doing the flanking with a visor. I would have recommended this on the high ground, as you see them on the low ground, it's definitely a more dealable opposition for the University of Hartford. But that Soldier with the visor could be incredibly problematic.
Great main wall coming out.
It's good.
And now the window has been exposed to hold shift, press shift. Oh no, dreadful. But where am I? Here we go. Cranky on the Cassidy, looking to take out this Hanzo. Just unfortunately gets hit by the body shot and the fire strike of Pariah, as Dump Truck is just running it down, looking for this kill onto Lucio. But Lucio escapes with his life, unlike the rest of his teammates. And now, just under 3 minutes on the time bank for Lake Region. Hartford, oh no, Cranky gets taken out.
I mean, the best option right now for the University of Hartford is obviously to try to go for this full cap, or sorry, full hold, before they get to this third point, preventing them from going to overtime. But picks like that are going to be really difficult. Once again, the high ground advantage from this Hanzo is going to be so good. The University of Hartford's going to have to deal with it in some way. It's Bully the Rhine. It's Bully the Rhine.
Bully the Rhine time for sure. Orimuro has been dominating on that pick. The tactical visor comes out from Dump Truck, does not find anything. And now they're just looking to hunt down these supports as they all get taken out. And Reinhardt, only one remaining, is they're going to disengage, regroup, heal up, and prepare for potentially second or third to last fight.
And the ults look pretty even across the board here. However, Dino Nuggies will have the Dragon here in a little bit. Pariah does have the Shatter, so definitely a huge potential forward action here, especially as we see Dino Nuggies popping the Dragons right now. I see always in concert with the
Oh
Shatter.
my lord!
3-man Shatter.
He's standing still. Okay.
He's pogging.
He's pogging IRL. Oh no, the Maywell. Oh, awkwardness. Is anyone else? Hanzo, only one alive.
And a
He's gonna be
complicated
running away.
fight ending there for the University of Hartford, but technically a victory. However, the spawns on the attacker side are
Tragic.
going to be really good, especially with a pick like that. Dino Nuggy's still alive, able to keep on hitting headshots. This is a huge disadvantage now for the University of Hartford.
They're split too.
Oh, and the Ryan stuck on the right side here, away from the rest of his team. The Baptiste does come to meet him. But we also see this Mei with the ult online. I think I would like them to look up and see Dino Nuggy standing above them. They're walking in a straight line with a one-shot sniper standing
Blizzard
above
comes
them.
out. Great focus onto the right target. Critical wall. Fantastic play by Orimuro. Now focusing down this Baptiste. Baptiste taking out Reinhardt, 1 HP. Hanzo falls to Blackout, styling on him on the Lucio. And this is last fight territory. Only going to be about 10 seconds left of time for Lake Region to group up and get this recontest. Down to 15 seconds. Does
This is
Hartford...
exactly the dream scenario.
Hartford may opt to just deny them with the recontest touch. Super Vader has this Earth Shatter online. He might just look to slam it down. Boom!
And it's ginormous!
Fantastic play by Super Vader as he lays down the Shatter twice in a row and just dominates them both times.
And that is an entire pendular shift for the University of Hartford there, as this play of the game going the way of Super Vader as well. That was fantastic, exactly what was needed, not only for the mental, but also just for the scoreboard here, equalizing against Lake Region State College. University of Hartford does make it 1-1, and off of some incredible Rhine play. I think it was the right choice for them to take this Rhine-centric map, this brawl-heavy map, because it played really, really well into Super Vader's aggressive style. But I will say, we cannot put down these walls. Orimuro cooked on the Mei.
His Mei walls, they looked better than I've ever seen. Literally ever. And I watch like all of their scrimmages. I have never seen his Mei walls like this.
I mean, he was doing trigonometric angles on Hose, like literally not allowing them to move any direction besides forward towards a Reinhardt that was going to eat them alive. Just got to see the 90-second delay of that incredible wedge wall against that Reinhardt. I mean, it literally was perfect. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a wall in a scenario like that so good as to block off heals as well as prevent the Rhine from escaping or even moving to the right. Like, he couldn't go any direction. Impressive. And that final shatter too. University of Hartford gonna have to deal with the map pick here from LRSC though. What do you think it's gonna be, as we're gonna be heading away from our point-based maps, be going escort only? And I talked too much for you to respond. It will be Circuit Royale.
Circuit indeed. I'm looking forward to see how this one goes. We see Circuit Royale, as we know. Hartford's going to be opting in to the Sigma, which we've been experimenting with some Sigma, and it looks like we're going to be tossing in True Blade 16 to be our Sigma player for Circuit Royale.
And yeah, that's a really good choice for the University of Hartford, having a specialist, especially for these tanks that can have more difficult, more intricate abilities. It can be incredibly difficult to have one person master every single tank. That's tough, man. Back in the beauty days of Overwatch 1, you could just have your off tank and main tank in at the same time, but now you really do have to elect to swap them in for maps like this, and throughout all of Circuit Royale, True Blade 16's hero pool is going to be really solid. Even if they do get a little goofy, but we're probably just going to see a lot of Sigma, probably also going to see a lot of long-range damage. Sniper Alley is another word for Circuit Royale, so Widowmakers, Hanzos, things like that are going to be really, really good, and we did see a solid Hanzo on the side of LRSC, so UHart is going to have to deal with that. A better Widow could deal with that easily.
I'm going to have to take a second just to fix the overlay.
All good, and I will vamp for now, as we do see some side swapping, and difficult for us over here at the production staff of twitch.tv/EricCulver. And if you're watching right now, thank you for supporting. Even a view is really, really helpful for the University of Hartford team here, all streamed at twitch.tv/EricCulver weekly for all of their NACE matches. So if you ever want to keep up with everything that's going on, follow, subscribe, hit a Twitch Prime, a free way to support your streamer. You can also check us out over at youtube.com/@airculver for all the VODs being provided after the fact, and pretty much uploaded every single week. Last week was a double upload. This week and future weeks all going to be singles, but we do see all of that swaps happening and us finally getting to Circle Royale. And me stop vamping.
As I believe I
also believe.
I believe. All right. Now, daytime Circuit Royale. It's got a different vibe to it. Makes me feel a lot like Esperanza. The lighting really hits the same, to be honest.
I think that a very small thing about Overwatch that is just consistently swag is the art design. I mean, it just looks really, really beautiful, man. Everything from the architecture to the color palette, and this daytime, like you said, really doing wonders for this map. Also, I'd love to give some shout outs to the twitch.tv/airculver chat here. We have some True Blade levers rising up. Super Hoopla shouting out True Blade as they definitely get the swap in here. Should be a really, really solid map for this Sigma, and we do see Orimaru also swapping over to the Widow. Long range damage in the form of that Zenyatta for Blackout, as well as Cranky on that Sojourn, that rail gun. Really, really solid, technically infinite range, or is it maxed out? It might be maxed out by now. But still very, very good long range damage option. And we see Lake Region not really having any of it.
They've got the Hanzo, and as we know, that Hanzo has been a dominant threat during King's Row and as well during Nepal in the first round. As we see, Dino Nuggies already takes out one of Cranky.
And that's really...
Orimaru not able to find the shots, finds the headshot onto the Bastion, brings him critically low, but not enough to take him out. It's Dino Nuggies finds another headshot. The supports fall, as that's going to be the end of that first fight pretty clearly. All thanks to the back of Dino Nuggies, frankly.
Yeah, those opening picks are really, really strong. On a map like this with so much open range, you see the benefit of having a sniper is really just to have off angles. There's not a shield that can go everywhere. Everybody's going to have a head or a body part out in the distance there. Speaking of out in the distance there, we see the Bastion transforming at the bottom left of your screen here.
Oh, they had no idea.
Oh,
they get the trade on him.
Man after my own heart.
They get the trade, which is big, but the death of the Hanzo, you know, could be disastrous. We'll have to see.
And a micro play like that can be everything, especially to cap this first point here. We are on an escort map here, so we're going to have to deal with this cart ever moving forward for the attacking team of Lake Region State College. But University of Hartford is providing some slowdown here, but not actually any stoppage of the cart. They're still ceding space, giving up slowly and slowly. At some point, they're going to have to put up an aggressive stop, but Dump Truck takes out the entire back line. No heals for the University of Hartford. Whoa!
Hanzo gameplay upsets me. I don't like Hanzo. It's like the Bastion finds another one. The tail end of the fight.
Yeah. Watching Hanzo gameplay, it's like those TikToks if you've ever seen like the shifting sand and you just like get gems and rocks out of it. It's just like, oh, something magical just happened. An arrow hit a headshot. But we do see the University of Hartford still low on ultimates here, but close to this Sigma ultimate, which could be really huge to just put some sort of stop to the momentum here. I don't think the cart has stopped ever since it started moving. And
they're coming in with 6 minutes. Both damage ults finding a pick on both Blackout and Cranky, as Orimaru does find a kill onto Dump Truck, but he's currently zoned out by this Sigma wall.
And that Sigma shield really, really good to just block off one of the stronger windows for high ground for this Widow. See a little bit of cart stoppage here. We have the Sigma ult coming through. The rock misses. Dino Nuggie's still able to take out one, but that's an entire backline low. Trueblade is able to find out exactly how strong a Flux is. Leaving them all at half HP.
There we go.
Easily able to clean up 3.
Now this Bastion still putting in some work, but what is that, a 4K from Trueblade?
Yeah, that was a very clean 4K.
Helping the University of Hartford secure their first fight win, although they did expend a lot of ultimates in exchange. I believe it was a 3-to-1 trade, or a 3-to-2 trade.
Yeah, but the one that they do have still on board here for the Zenyatta could negate a lot of the other ones if they were all activated at the same time, but Cranky does fight Dump Truck. A really, really clean pick to start off this fight. Trueblade could
Dino Nuggies taken out again by Cranky. Finally, the DPS of Hartford are starting to step up a bit.
They found the region that they definitely like, and that's going to be the last point here. Their space control is a lot more solid as Trueblade 16 is able to take this left side high ground. The Baptiste supporting him as best as possible. The Flux does come out, but the Trance is there sitting below it, easily able to heal up the entire team and just get them right back into the fight. And here comes the rail guns from the Sojourn. Ultimate popped, sitting at 100 charge. Orimoru is able to take out one of them.
Good enough.
Still hitting a rail. Do some magic. Find a rock in this.
Still waiting. Still waiting to put a rock in this one. Has yet to do so. Window comes out, finds the head of Pariah, and that's honestly enough just to, you know, add a bit of pressure, scare them off a little bit. Revan caught in an awkward situation, uses a regen burst, keeps himself alive, and Dino Nuggies swaps off of the Hanzo to the Genji. Orimoru might be in a dangerous situation.
And it's going to continue to be a dangerous situation until he backs up to the team.
Trueblade, massive! Oh, he's going crazy in the backline right now. This Genji, brought to 1 HP. Can he find him? He gets body blocked. Everything's going wild. Sigma 1 HP and discorded. Genji has the dash, able to disengage. And it appears that Hartford has, you know, they've cut off 3 minutes already. I say that as Orimoru finds another headshot onto Dump Truck as he swaps off of the Bastion over to the Cassidy. What a wild change of pace we've seen.
Yeah, we see the complete haltage on this last point as we see the terrain completely change. It provides so much more benefit for the University of Hartford here. Second point would have as well, but the momentum just wasn't there.
Trueblade's cooking! Trueblade is cooking on this Sigma!
2 fights straight being dominated by this forward pressure of the shield and all these direct hits too. Like
another rock.
Mortar.
You know, Trueblade could say he put a rock in that Sigma.
Absolutely. And he's going to be taking it out and forming another one in a couple seconds, probably ending off another person, putting them flat on their back. But we see...
Oh, wait, did he just rock their Flux? Oh, wait.
No, he did.
He did? God
damn! With the Flux going down for the side of Lake region.
And now another Flux online. He's maybe going to go for it. He goes for it. He pops him. 3, 4 up in the air. Massive Flux from Trueblade. Now he has this high ground advantage. Now he's trying to hit this Ana. Brings her down to 1 HP. Forces... Misses the rock. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
He's in row. Oh.
He has the hands.
Happy feet.
And now Shirley takes the Baptiste out as well. Got my heart rate up a bit, but what a clean play on the Sigma from Trueblade 16. This is fun to watch.
Fanning myself off like a Southern Belle right now watching this Trueblade 16 Sigma. Kind of looking like my Sigma as we see a lot of aggression, the direct hits to finish off fights. Really, really good ebb and flow with his shield placement. But once again, Orimoru putting themselves in a dangerous position, especially if this Genji gets too close. Already at half HP. He just dies if the Genji comes up here. But the Genji's not. He takes the nano. He goes down with the blade. And he's
Cranky takes him out. No healers alive, though, for the side of Hartford. It's going to be up to Cranky to find just one shot. If he gets one extra headshot here, they are chilling. And there it is. They take out the Baptiste. Sigma from Trueblade is still alive. How did he live that entire fight? What is going on? So Chef Trueblade is crazy.
The Chef Trueblade knows what to cook. And he's cooking immensely. Holding incredible space. I don't know how he survived that entire fight. We swapped off his perspective just because it was just like, oh, he did. And he wasn't. This survivability is definitely coming in tandem with like
a D.Va swap and a Lucio swap coming out for this final fight. Trueblade's starting to get a little bullied. Has the hands, keeps himself alive all the way up to 700 HP. Baptiste gets chonked down with a couple great shots from Trueblade. Orimoru finding a bit of danger, gets dove by this baby D.Va. Revan just went crazy. Give him the 4K. Oh, Lord.
Give him 5.
And now Tracer. Was that a 5K? Did Revan just get a 5K?
Give him 5.
Holy shit.
That was insane. The entire University of Hartford team turned into chefs. Turning into chefs. Really impressive as we see them prevent Lake Region State College from actually being able to full cap there. I mean, they gave it everything in those last couple fights. A Nano Blade comes out, still taken down. We have other ultimates online like the the window from the Baptiste. None of it mattered in the end. The High Noon, none of it mattered. As the University of Hartford is able to just put up an incredible defense there, continuing to hold the angles that they need to hold and not being dealt with. Orimaru up in the high ground. Trueblade just not dying for the entirety of third point. And if you don't put them down, they'll keep on fighting. And the University of Hartford continuing to fight here. Equalized scoreboard, and now a good chance on attack here to put another nail in the coffin.
Now, a couple critical things to note from Lake Region. Right now, we see them hovering over the Hanzo again, as well as the Brig. Brigitte is a bit of an awkward pick. You don't see selected too much, especially on a map such as Circuit Royale. Largely due to, you know, just sightlines. It can be tricky for her to get the value you typically want to find. As well as she typically works best in a form of anti-dive, but as we can see, Hartford is not opting to go for a standard dive composition.
Yeah, and with this spam that the University of Hartford is playing where they just want to sit back, do damage, and slowly take over the game, Brig can't do anything against that. All of her healing is going to come from being in the fight, engaging quickly, or dealing with flankers that are trying to push into their backline. I'm not going to deal with a lot of that here. It's just an extra body, extra ult charge for the University of Hartford. Oh my god, look at the placement here. Trueblade getting up to high ground immediately, just able to provide so much pressure into the backline, completely ignoring their Sigma. Dropping back down to secure a little bit more part progress. This is great ebb and flow.
Gets caught by the sleep dart, but still alright. Dino Nuggies finds the first pick of this fight with a headshot on the Blackout. Rock slightly off the mark. Oh, he gets caught by the Rock himself. He's going to do his best to survive this. Back up to the staircase, perhaps. Is a bit of a disconnect from his teammates, but he is in line of sight of his teammate Baptiste. And maybe he's fine, I think. All right.
Yeah. Decides to go up to the high
Dino
ground.
Nuggies finds another kill.
Damage, yeah. And the picks at the beginning of these fights are incredibly important. Definitely want to go the side of the University of Hartford, especially with these snipers. When you can slow down the pace like this opens up the opportunity. But we do see a swap on the side of Orimaru away from the Widowmaker, instead opting for the Hanzo. Easy Sona. Reveals the entire team.
Flux online, goes for it, picks up 2, maybe 3. Oh, Lord!
I believe it was 4. Stuck on map geometry, I believe it was 4.
Alright! The Trueblade chef is cooking tonight.
Wildly impressive performance on the Sigma. You see the forward pressure once they just break through and just give the open range for Trueblade. Flux comes online, it's just free pickings for the rest of the University of Hartford. Easy pickings at that too, leaving them all at half HP. Oh. Well, that stuff.
Anyways, the rally comes out from Lake Region as well as the Gravitic Flux. Ain't no way he gets this rock.
Ooh, opts to the Brig instead, trying to keep himself alive.
Oh, doesn't.
A lot of damage.
Doesn't find anything. At the end of the day, though, it's not the end of the world. 3 ultimates got expended just to kind of try and stop the bleeding, you could say.
Yeah, and that bleeding is going to come back real quick as the University of Hartford is much better, more adept than this Lake Region team at picking back up the pace when it goes down. They take their lick-ins and they just reset. Lake Region had a difficulty on that when it came to the attack, but the University of Hartford able to just pick it back up when they face a little bit of that struggle. This high ground, though, very oppressive.
As I was going to say, sometimes I do think expending a lot of extra ults just to get dominant map positioning can certainly be worth it. Goes for the shot. Oh! Cooks him through the back window. Cranky finds 2, I think I just heard her say. And out Brig. Gonna get taken out by a combo of Cranky and the Trueblade Sigma. And this is fun to watch. Although,
solid gameplay.
I will say, Lake Region had a very similar experience
Yeah, and this third point is definitely going to be the demarker here. We see the change in geography. We see the change in how this map is actually laid out. But Lake Region is going to have to recognize which corners are going to be theirs. They could just copy what the University of Hartford did. But definitely a start off to this third point a lot more different. The visor coming out being negated by the trance.
There he is.
Not finding anything. And having to give up that high ground as well.
I was a little worried of a nano tactical visor coming out and comboing just to shut down Hartford, but it didn't actually happen. Transcendence negated the whole thing. The nano blade was held onto. And now True Blade's kind of getting run over, throws the rock into the shield, unfortunately. But the Flux is online, and he might like to make something happen here.
Ooh, and that Brig bursted down by Blackout on the side of the Zenyatta. They have free fire as well as True Blade 16.
As soon as I swap off him, he gets 4. What?
Oh.
As soon as I swap off, he gets 4. I'm so sorry, True Blade. Now, Orimaru opts to swap over to this Ash for the final point. And this is last fight, and True Blade has the Gravitic Flux. He has... They might not even touch. They don't even touch! True Blade 16 on the Sigma goes to town. Fantastic work by the University of Hartford, and I have to give a shout out to True Blade 16 on this Sigma. He played phenomenally.
That was one of the most dominant Sigma performances I've easily the strongest Sigma performance I think I've ever casted personally. Easily the strongest I've ever seen at the University of Hartford all season and previous to. True Blade 16 just crossing barriers on that Sigma, proving just, how incredibly strong they are on that character. I mean, it is a game changer. It is the necessary reason for swapping them in on Circuit Royale. This is not a counter pick. Every team should know up against UHart from now on, it is not a counter pick for maps to go to Circuit Royale. It's just tough. Incredible gameplay from the Sigma. Solid direct shots, great rocks, incredible pacing. Sigma just doing a great job to ebb and flow and do a really, really solid job and representation of how to play spam and how to play long-range tanks.
Now, currently waiting for a push map to be selected by Lake Region. Trying to see what they're opting into. Most likely, based on what I know from Hartford, they're going to be opting to go back with Super Vader on the tank. But, you know, wait and see. Give a second. See how it goes.
Most likely. Is there a scenario on a push map in which True Blade would stay in?
I think what they would want to do is, in like a more ideal situation, opt into a Wrecking Ball composition where True Blade would in fact be in on the Wrecking Ball. Unfortunately, it didn't come out that way during scrims. They just couldn't put it together the way they were looking for.
Interesting. And definitely for the University of Hartford here, probably a better option to stick with that monkey brawl, or with that monkey dive that they were working with on Nepal. Even though they did lose that map, they looked a lot better for those maps that have intricate high grounds that can be dominated by a Reinhardt. What I'm more interested to see is, what is Lake Region going to go? I don't know exactly how that Sigma didn't look the best, but it's definitely one of those things where it has to be picked on that map. What is Lake Region's option going to be on Esperanza? Are they going to swap into the ball? Do they have a solid ball player on their team? That would be really, really interesting to see, as Esperanza is the chosen map to potentially finish off here, as University of Hartford is up 2-1 against Lake Region State College. Could be the final. I
have a bit of a feeling that, from what I've seen, they've been opting into the same comp for almost every one of these maps. We've seen
with some swaps.
The Reinhardt, Zenyatta, Ana, Hanzo has been a pretty consistent selection by this team. We have seen a variety of changes as needed, but I'd be interested to see if that's what they choose to roll out on during map number 4 here.
And I would love to commend Lake Region State College. That is a very interesting comp, and I also love the idea of playing Overwatch in a fashion where you just play the heroes that you're good at and decide that that is what you guys are good at. Regardless of the map, regardless of what you're doing, you can change your gameplay on that character, but, you know, still play that character. And especially in a meta right now where Zenyatta is incredibly strong, having a third DPS can be the game changer. Anna incredibly strong all of the time because of the ceiling of her character and the possibilities you have on her. It is a very, very cool and interesting way to approach playing Overwatch. I really, really enjoy it, and I just want to commend Lake Region for sticking on it for as long as they did, because it's the way that I would coach Overwatch for sure. So shout out to them. Very, very interesting play style. Love seeing different collegiate organizations come up with their own styles and a little bit of personal flavor for their play style. So shout out you guys. As we do see it coming back, that back line and front line of Pariah on the Rhine, DL on the Zenyatta, and Minispock 101 on the Anna. Wouldn't be surprised if I don't see them in Overwatch League in a couple years, playing that exact same comp.
Not too sure about that, but I am certain there is no flag here.
Ooh, is this a low textures moment? We on low textures right now?
Anyways, Super Vader locking that Winston. As always, we've got the race to the center pillar. Who's going to get here first? It's definitely going to be the Winston. The Reinhardt, without the Zenyatta, or without the Lucio, not going to be able to do it. But they have dominant map control.
Dominant map control that they could utilize right now as I see the Zenyatta going so slow, and that's going to be an instant call to dive on them. Just dropping.
Clean.
Frankie to clean up that fight. And then another.
And a third on the turret! Alright. That was a bit of a troll commentate. I'm sorry. Looking for this Ana. Good slow field. Keeps him out. Brings the Ana down to 1. Oh, just barely misses. Gets caught by this Reinhardt. Could be dangerous. Oh, he's being chased. Wait, what went wrong?
Well, the University of Hartford does lose 2 almost instantaneously after the little troll commentary. They stopped the pacing. Instead of continuing onto their backline, they decided to take their front line back where their red bot was, specifically from Jason's perspective. But the Winston forgot, or maybe just didn't go into the backline or find any purchase. And 2 picks just leave the University of Hartford back in their spawn. But we see
Clean dive comes out. Torb has the overload, but Super Vader is there to finish him off. Cranky gets brought low due to Dino Nuggies. Tracer. 1 HP, or Zen, sorry, 1 HP. Finally falls. Ana, all alone. Oh, this Cassidy is a scary menace. Reinhardt in a 2v1 right now against a Winston and a Tracer. As long as this Tracer doesn't... Oh! Okay, I was going to say doesn't play inside the hitbox of the hammer, but, you know, at the end of the day, it didn't matter. Although Pariah does have the Earth Shatter online now.
And we finally get to see the University of Hartford start some cart progress here, as push is a dipolar map, perfectly mirrored on both sides. We see the cart being pushed forward on both sides. Orimoru starting off with a 2K, we call those. As Dump Truck goes down instantaneously, this Torb pick not exactly working, especially with the aggression of this Tracer. This is Zenyatta completely alone, easily zapped down by Super Vader, and that's just a Winton Wednesday moment, baby.
Tracer Cup being a little bit too deep. This Blackout there with them. Managed to escape with their own life. And Winston, he has the Primal Rage online, and he might be about to go crazy with it. We'll have to see. Opts to just give the space up, live. Honestly, probably going to be more worthwhile as Overclock comes out from Cranky. He's just railing these shots into the Reinhardt, not letting him have the time of his life. Super Vader jumps out just in time. Cranky falls again. Sound Barrier comes from the top ropes. Keeps his teammates alive. Super Vader, again, still has his Primal Rage. Opts to hold on to it. I'm surprised he hasn't chosen to go Primal in the back Ryan, but perhaps he's just waiting for Orimaru, and he is really disengaging here.
Well, this is a very solid disengage from the University of Hartford as they get the advantage. They don't have the cap yet, but they know that the other
team... Go with the re-engage with the rush. Massive play. Clean and engagement takes out both supports. Still opts to hold onto the ultimate. High Noon comes out. Oh, teleport, maybe just in time. Tracer stuck in this corner. High Noon has been released.
The Rhine doesn't see her. The Rhine doesn't see her. The Cassidy walking in at low HP. Managed to get the recall. Still has the blinks. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Besides getting hit by the Reinhardt.
Besides dying to a Reinhardt. And now, again, Reinhardt, only one that's left alive. Although his teammates are coming back, he might be able to live. Super Vader just jumped in. Pulls out the Primal Range, but he gets left. Winston nap. Winston pin. Winston is not dead.
Winston kill?
Winston kill. Oh, and they get the cap. And Torb falls. Now he's haunting this Zenyatta. Clean. Orochimaru takes out another one. Cassidy all alone. Cranky is going crazy with these rail shots.
Oh, that Torb sent like a shot put over the map by the beautifully well-timed primal bounces. Cranky cleaning up after the fact as well. Another pulse coming out in mini spot going. The pace is insane. We're literally looking at like F1 speeds right now as the Reinhardt also trying to drift around the corner, but at such low HP is just killed before the fight even starts. The Torb, more meat for the slaughter. The grinder just does not stop turning on Esperanza at 5 minutes. The University of Hartford is all the way deep in their spawn.
Oh, and he's overclocking in the spawn!
It does not stop.
That was... Oh, that was mean.
Oh, an exclamation point to finish off the strong statement the University of Hartford is still making here as the railgun goes off. The University of Hartford having solid positioning here as they just have a huge near 100-meter advantage.
Oh!
No.
I caught that one.
I'm going to stop commentating now. Yeah, that one's just, that's free running. That was great, Sean.
And now,
Nice.
this is the final stretch. They have the Kitsune Rush. They're coming up on all of the rest of their ults. They are up 2 in this fight. Kitsune Rush hopefully going to be popped like right now. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, the Suzu! What just happened? Oh, that's unfortunate. Is now... They opt to hold on to the ultimates. Decide, you know, maybe it'll be more fun to just play another 4 minutes of Overwatch.
I was so happy and content to just sit there in my own, I don't even know what it was, just my little Sean. And sadly, it doesn't go off well. We do see the Suzu not landing and the Kitsune Rush being held, but that could be very large as the University of Hartford sets up for another dive engage. The bot only just now getting back to middle, and the University of Hartford has a great opportunity to just play a normal neutral fight here. They do have the opportunity of the Kitsune Rush, and they prop it going pretty far.
The Winston falls. Oh, Blackout going crazy on the back line. Him and Orochimaru take out 3 together. Cranky finds the kill on the last 2 remaining members, and they're just going to keep this payload rolling. It looks like Super Vader did get far spawn when he died, but at the end of the day, it's not that funny, is it?
Really not that funny. And also, the entirety of the Lake Region team been getting lost long spawn the entire game. As they don't really make it past all the way, maybe even getting a cap potentially to give them forward spawns, a little bit of a major advantage. The University of Hartford does get those forward spawns right now. The Diva swap could be large to try and eat this monkey, but we see a perfect bubble splitting off the heels for... Oh, I don't even have to comment. This is perfect. This is perfect. Overwatch. You see the overclock come out as well. Orochimaru helping out with the backline as Super Vader and him just go tag team. I don't even know the analogy necessary. Dwayne Wade and LeBron James, Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan, 2 for 2, just back and forth, passing the ball under the hoop.
Reaper there for the final touch. High Noon comes out over sound barrier, keeps his team alive. Good play by Blackout, but the High Noon still being held. Finds 2 kills as Hartford, you know, pushes it just a couple more meters and has to disengage.
And sadly unable to get the POG commentary finality there, but still a major advantage for the University of Hartford, and with 2 minutes remaining, they're going to have to play it smart. They just need to not lose multiple fights in a row, but this positioning is incredibly solid from Orochimaru.
I think if I am quieter... Oh. That didn't get eaten. Okay. But anyways, they find 2 off a clean engagement. Oh! Cranky is so good at Sojourn. I don't know if people at home knew this, but that's so funny. You just got that angry gorilla staring at you, but he ain't hitting you around. That was about a 5, 6, 7, 8 second stall just by not killing the Diva.
And really, really good pacing for them for the rest of this map here, as the cart does actually get around this corner.
I thought
He's
that grenade stuck. I'll be honest. I thought that grenade stuck on DPS. Oh, Rush still online, still being held onto. He is a fear of pressing Q. When you are rolling, you just want to keep on rolling, but not this man. As the Nano comes out and it's a clean disengage, and now they can re-engage with the Kitsune Rush of their own. Kitsune Rush, 3 ults get popped all at the same time. Diva just eating up all of this as much as they can. Oh, and they get taken out again. He's haunting that kill, though. He doesn't want to stagger at all. They might be able to push this in, actually. Potentially no recontest. Ana and Moira going to be the first few able to touch, but they're not able to as Blackout gets the boop on the Moira, and the University of Hartford take map number 4 and end off our series 3-1.
And that was still a very impressive effort put up against put up by Lake Region State College. Really, really solid effort. Also, however, from the University of Hartford, who really found their own in this last map. Revan 1982 able to get the play of the game here, getting a couple headshots onto the other character there. I missed it in the end, but I think it was the Moira. Still, a very, very impressive case for the University of Hartford. We seldom see them play with such confidence and such vigor. It was really, really enlightening to see that new gear that they've unlocked when it comes to playing that Winston dive.
Now, I think as I take a little bit of time set up this interview, I believe we've got Mr. Trueblade 16, the Sigma extraordinaire, joining us for this upcoming call.
Very sick, very sick, very sick.
I'm gonna have to take about half a second to make sure I get everything set up. That's the wrong monitor. That. Boom. Your camera is not on. There. Wait. There it is. All right. And now we wait.
Now we wait.
Pop this out. Maybe. Drag that. Full screen. We are smile.
Wait.
Now we just wait.
We just find out when he shows up.
All right. So do I put my camera there or keep it on the side?
No. We just keep waiting.
Hello.
Hello. How's it
hi.
going?
Wait, should I get a camera?
Wait, what's
Yes.
Oh fuck. Okay, Des Moines is the camera. It's
You go
horizontal.
to Des Moines.
Flip it. There we go. Yeah, so that's the camera.
Perfect.
Alright, I'll just look into this. Yeah.
One of you should mute. Preferably.
Mute your camera.
Yeah, mute the
Yeah,
camera.
Des Moines.
Yeah.
There we
Perfect.
go. Right.
So,
Wow, I
hello.
can't believe it's synced.
Hello.
How are we doing, Mr. Trueblade 16?
You know, I'm good. Feeling really good.
Give us a bit of introduction. Who are you? What do you play? What year are you? I don't think we've gotten to see you in an interview.
Yeah. My name's Jack, aka Trueblade 16. I am a kind of every kind of tank player. I don't really play Brawl that much. Right now I play a lot of Ball, Sigma, Ramatra, Diva, Doomfist, you know.
Right on. What year are
Yeah.
you? What's your major?
I'm a freshman and I'm studying acoustical engineering.
Awesome. What's your
Yeah.
social security number? Back numbers on the credit card. Anyways. So
I was wondering why this interview was so different from previous interviews. It just felt like the energy of like last year's interviews, where it was like we're learning the players. But it's
Yeah.
great to have you back, Jack. We did actually do an interview with you last year. Great to see improvement on the Sigma, especially on Circle Royale. So my
Thank
first
you
question is
very
going to
much.
be on that first Circle Royale map. How did you feel about the pace that you were holding? You were doing really good at ebbing and flowing in and out of fights. How were you calming at those instances, and how were you dealing with that back and forth give and take in the middle of fights?
You know, I was looking a lot for if enemies were low, if anyone had a Discord orb on them and trying to poke at them. But if I got into scenarios that my gut told me we should not pressure this, we should just fall back, then I would say, you know, we should fall back. But if my gut told me, you know, we go in, we got this, then I would. I'm following my gut a lot, you know.
That's good to hear. I mean, your gut is definitely leading you the right directions. That Circle Royale was really, really strong. Talk me through what it felt like in those final. Well, actually, talk to me what it was like defending. Right. So you lose those first 2 points in pretty brutal fashion.
Yeah.
You believe there's-
That was rough to lose those first 2 points really fast, but.
And then that third point came around. You guys just stopped them. How did it feel at that moment?
Knowing that we stopped them, I felt a reassurance that we could absolutely win this fight, you know? Knowing that they didn't have any more time and that we had the chance right then and there to win, it kind of made me focus more and to push myself further than what I thought I could do before. To go
Okay.
beyond my limits, some might say.
I don't.
Do you remember what the time was? Because you're saying this as if it was like a last fight, but you held for quite a long time. Do you know how long it was?
I want to say it was around 6 minutes.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, there was like 550
It was
coming
like
into that final checkpoint. It was
Yeah.
wild.
But you know, we know how to play our comp. Every one of us are strong at the heroes we're playing, and we know how to play it. You know, so and we just played. I don't want to say we played better, but we played to our strengths.
I mean,
better than they did.
What was the outcome of the map? Which team won?
I mean, we won.
So which team played better?
We did. We did. We did.
Sounds like you guys played better.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds like you guys did.
We certainly did. Any chat questions? I should have typed that. Chat questions? Question mark?
With a 90-second delay, we might have to do a little bit of vamping here.
I
I definitely
typed
have a
it
couple
in.
more though.
Any Gamer Dome questions too?
Oh, yeah,
you
any
can
Gamer
continue.
Dome-
You
Gamer
can
Dome
continue.
questions.
Why is Jack so attractive?
Why is Jack Sigma the best?
Why is Jack so attractive?
Come here.
You're the one receiving the questions. You gotta answer.
Why is Jack so attractive? Any answer
is
for
it?
that? He does look
The
pretty
genetics?
cute.
I like this angle too. Cameraman doing a
Yeah,
good job.
yeah. Thank you.
Well, I have a question related a little bit more to Overwatch. Even though you were watching in that last map of Esperanza, we were talking during the casting quite a lot about the pace and the speed at which you guys were playing. A change from that Sigma in which you have to like weather the ebb and flow of going in and out of fights during the middle of fights. Your team was starting off fights at their own pace. What did it feel like watching that? Was there a person that you were spectating in particular, and anything you want to say to your team that was playing on that map?
Yeah, I was spectating Super Great, our other tank player who was playing Winston on the map, and I was watching him and listening to his comms about when he was gonna go in, who he was gonna focus, and it was really nice to see him consistently say the target's name over and over again until they died, making sure that the people on our team knew that they were the target. And it was nice. It was nice to see how he initiated fights and how he changed targets as need be.
And that those comms were apparent in the gameplay because it was really easy to see and feel that target focus and just like immeasurable pressure on whatever target was being focused. So impressive job for the rest of the team there that finish off that Esperanza for you. But still doing a fantastic job on that Circuit Royale. Did we get any questions from chat?
Not at the moment. Do you have any other questions before we wrap this up?
No. Actually, I do have one question for you, Adam. What's the last question?
The last question. The last question is the question where I asked the interviewee what they have, planned for next. Next is just a generic question. So, as I answer that question, I'm going to ask you the final question. Mr. Jack, Mr. Troopblade 16, Mr. Pepin with only 2 P's but not together. What's next? The day is over, the match is over. You got one more day of classes.
You know what I'm gonna do, Adam? I'm gonna go to Hawksnest. I'm gonna celebrate this win with friends, and then I'm gonna get a good night's sleep. My neck is all of today, so I'm gonna try and put some ice on that and get it better. But we're gonna celebrate this win because we played out of our minds today, and we are going to continue to play out of our minds. We're only going to continue to improve. We're going to continue to get better. We're going to get better comms. We are going to improve to be a better team overall, and we are going to go all the way back to where we were before, to the finals of this tournament, and we're not going to lose this time. We're going to win.
Give us a flex. Flex.
Nah.
A flex?
Flex.
Put him up. Put him up.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for the interview, Mr. Pepin, Mr. Troopblade, Mr. Jack. We wish you all the best at Hawksnest and your future endeavors.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Good luck in the season.
Shout out to Leslie.
Shout out Leslie. Hey, yo, real. Shout out Leslie.
Shout out Leslie.
So, that was a fun game. That was a fun game of Overwatch.
Really fun game to watch and cast. That was really, really fun.
How Nepal started very rough, but after that, I think it was pretty clear. The University of Hartford kind of figured out what Lake Region wanted to be doing with that Hanzo. Once they recognized the real threats of that Hanzo and of their secondary DPS of like Junkrat, Bastion, whoever they chose to pull out, they started to kind of turn it around and they picked it up a lot.
Yeah, I think that especially in Esperanza, they also recognize that dealing with the Hanzo doesn't have to necessarily be dealing with the Hanzo. Especially once they swapped off to the Torb, they didn't have to deal with going through that DPS. They could just easily deal with the backline, and seeing that target focus every single fight, it was a clear vision of just like kill the healers first. Don't even let them build an ultimate throughout the entirety of the game. It was really, really solid from the University of Hartford. And like you said, once that Nepal ended, it really just opened up the University of Hartford. They're like, hey, we took our L, let's just get it from here. And that was really, really good to see from the University of Hartford because it speaks to their mental, their ability to bounce back from that first loss and go on a 3-run tear.
Yeah. What is it? Gentleman sweep? Is that what you call those?
Yeah.
Give them the first
sweep.
one and then hit them with the sweep. It's great to see. That's all I've got. I think we're gonna wrap up this cast. This is gonna be put up on YouTube, youtube.com/@EricHulver. Later this week.
I'm only looking at the
probably.
people on YouTube now.
This is-
Nobody on Twitch can see me. It's just you watching on YouTube right now. Hi, what's up?
Hello.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Like.
Subscribe
Leave a comment.
now.
Subscribe.
Find
Like.
out.
Leave a
I might
comment.
change your life.
Goodbye.
I
Thank
love
you for watching.
Say it back.
All right, now this is for
Actually-
Twitch chat. This is for Twitch chat. Hey, Twitch chat, thanks for watching. We're continuing to vamp. Peter has no idea if I ended the stream already or not, but I'm gonna keep on going. The truth is I haven't ended the stream.
Well, what if I just
But
say
Peter doesn't
something
actually
wildly
know.
racist?
Peter doesn't actually know. I
What
really
if I
hope he
say
doesn't
something
say anything wildly racist.
incredibly toxic?
I really
Something that would have to be deafened, even if it wasn't racist. Something so elusive. Something so.
This is gonna be posted on YouTube too, Peter.
The hottest take possible. I think I might even have it. I think I might have the words right here. Something so deplorable. Something so incredible.